Yo, somebody text me. I don't know who it was. They said no. I seen this of a celebrity, and they didn't look like they typically would look. They looked like they was either, from what I experienced in my life, going natural or recovering from a whole bunch of hellacious, the recovery from the fast life. See, I'm more like foreign blacks. I don't even know what ugly and pretty is. I just, I just, I just, I just, I just go along with it because it's our country way. But we need to change that, bro. But if you change it, everybody start taking these makeups off too fast. Like, you might get scared or something. There's certain people, bro, I tell you, bro. Cause see, that melanin in your skin, when you got them chemicals all over you, your melanin, it's like it hides from certain, it moves around and it'll stay right there. And you might take that shit off and look like a pirate. You know what I'm saying? And you're a female, so it might hit you in all kind of ways. That's why I was telling y'all how you need to take natural makeup. That shit high though. The ones I seen about $800, and replace the all that other stuff with the natural. And then you need to you looking for your own skin. But anyway, beside that. But what I'm trying to say is that we gotta give people time to heal, y'all. And when people, I don't know if she was healing or what. That might have been damn. There's another way to look like that when you just on drugs and you don't give a damn no more. But I don't think that's it. I don't really think that. It could be. I don't know. That's them two energies. I can't tell, but them two energies rare. Normally, when somebody done lived a fast life to that degree, they ready to heal. They ready to move forward. They ready to move up. And they understand the importance of withdrawing, taking off of everything. And y'all, a lot of people is finna take off their mask. And we need to let them do that. As men in America, we need to let them do it. Women too, you know, we need to let them do it. Let them show their natural self. Because I'm beautiful. I ain't got no makeup on. Y'all seen me go through a lot, so y'all used to say, well, baby, you got these bumps and stuff. But I went through that stage, now look at me now. Give it to me, baby. I ain't giving you nothing. I'm over with God healing. I feel great. I feel good, man. I feel wonderful, bro. It took me a long time to get up here. It feels even better to know that I could be around temptation, so magnificent of a temptation, so great of a temptation. Temptation in the high, respectfully say, no, not this time, temptation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about when it comes to sexual stuff. I ain't talking about when it comes to I ain't talking about when it comes to drugs. I don't look back at drugs. That stuff and say, oh, I did that. I don't do that. The hell, you ain't quit. You ain't quitting when you get around your friend, man. I remember when I got together, man, we did a whole, you ought to be ashamed of yourself to even want to tell that story. But anyway, like I said, we got to give people time to heal, bro. Y'all didn't give me time to heal. When I was healing, I got called the worst stuff. When I went through my healing stage, the main thing that had me going back and calling my ex, Flame, was really just to talk to her because I needed somebody to talk to. And the problem was she was so evil, she knew that. And she didn't want to use it. She didn't want to talk to me. She wanted to bash me and say, I bring some drugs over. Whatever. She didn't really say that. Sometimes she would help, but most of the time, she was like, come on back on the other side. I ain't want to hear that crap. That's what happens when you're trying to make a deal with the devil. They always want you to come to the other side. But we got to give females and stuff a chance to heal, y'all. And they want to heal, y'all. Let me tell you something about true love and being a real man. Can you love your woman without her putting all that shit on? If you can't love your woman without her putting all that on, she wouldn't have to stay in the bathroom in the mirror all day long if you would just love her for who she is. Can you love her for all her wrongs, just like you can love her for all her perfections? Her imperfections is just as beautiful, as not, if not more beautiful than her perfections. Do you understand that? We are not men, bro, when we keep bashing these women like this. When you heal and been through what they went through in that fad, I'm guessing she healing this particular celebrity. I'm hoping that's what it is. And you look like that. You look like, shit, trying to get your shit back together, your mind. You trying to get your brain back. Your brain is what's most important, because when you on them kind of, when you in that speed of lane, like I couldn't help. I couldn't. Like now, you got to look at karma and karmas too. You got to look at all that. But if that don't apply to your energy, then, you know, somebody got to help somebody. You can't just leave somebody in the box like y'all did me. Leave me, I ain't did nothing to nobody. I ain't calling no harm to nobody. I done helped people my whole life. I worked for everything I earned. I haven't did no wrong to nobody. I help people save their soul. And it ain't a soul out here to help me. You can't do that to people. And then you sitting there saying, if I go get on drugs tomorrow, you say, he's a druggie, everybody be in my bed. He fell off. You had Africans, you had Jamaica, you had everybody all over the world saying videos on YouTube. He back on it, he back on it. Yeah, he back on it. Yeah, I'm out of here. I was born and raised in chaos. I can juggle drugs. I can juggle drugs if I want to and make you think I'm on all them drugs. I ain't never had a drug in my life to make me feel no kind of way, except for God's drug, and that's the sound-minded drug. And you gotta elevate that high to know how that feel. Some of y'all ain't even never elevated that high. You just done been fast. You done fast for 20 days, 20 nights, said you was sober for 20 days and 20 nights. I ain't talking about that. I done went a whole 20 years with doing nothing. Nothing. Well, 10, 15 years doing nothing. Just exercising, drinking water. And really wasn't even eating healthy as hell. I was wide open. I know how it feel to be sound-minded. I know how it feel to be truly on God's side. And I can honestly say, even with all this I got going on, I still ain't there yet. That's how I feel. Right now I'm getting drugged by a bunch of fraudulent catfishes, blowfish catfish, blowfish catfish. A bunch of blowfish catfish. But anyway, when you gotta, anyway, back to what I was trying to say before that clown come out. What I'm trying to say is the deal. For better or for worse, this is what you did, right? You got married for better or worse. If you can't take your woman or your man out in public, just in her finest garment, and you can't take her, you don't feel the same way about it if she was in her pajamas, and you didn't love her for better or worse. You just loved her for what she looked like and how she looked on your shoulder. You want her to be a trophy woman. You want her to look like something in front of your friends and say, yeah, look what he got, look what he got, look what she got. It don't work like that, y'all. Don't even do nobody like that. That's wrong. Don't do nobody like that. That's wrong. Don't do that. Don't do that. I ain't got nobody I know to treat people better than that. That's awful. You don't treat people like that. That's why I say, I love naturalness. I mean, I don't mean I want you to get out there and start scaring everybody, scaring me. I'm just playing. I'm just saying, when I meet you, I would rather meet your natural self. It's good and wonderful and beautiful that you could get yourself together and look like a totally different person and look like somebody straight out of heaven. But it's even, for me, it's even more beautiful when you just natural, and you know, I know how you look, and that's who I love. That's who I marry. and you beautiful to me regardless. So that's not these people. It's gonna be a lot of people that's finna transition to a healing stage, ladies and gentlemen. And let's give them all the support that they need. And it's gonna be sex issues. It's gonna be look issues. It's gonna be everything that we always hid from one another, so that we could get by, go get a job, do this. You gotta go through the Brat Pack. You going through karma right here. You was in the fast lane doing all these drugs, doing all this killing, whatever you were fucking doing. Now you trying to go over hit a guy, right? It's a bridge right there. They gotta go through that that's what we call humiliation. That's what humiliation is. So let's give these people a chance. Let's honor the fact that you get to know somebody, ask them what's going on before we just jump out there and say this is what it is. Let's stop going by what hearsay say. I see if you want to do it for not clout chasing, but social gain and stuff. But let's know the truth first. It's like, let's know the truth and everybody get an understanding about this is what's happening. Well, this is the group. We're gonna attack you. Let's agree to this attacking. But we know this ain't you. Do you agree on this? Is a chick you gonna get? Do you want to do this? Yeah, no. Shit. Don't just sit there and you see somebody come. You did me like that. When I got off them drugs, I had nobody to go to. I couldn't even call my son and hear my son's voice. I still to this day ain't heard my son's voice. I had nobody to go to but God and my ancestors. I had nobody to go to, and y'all picked on me and called me everything in the book. You got the cameras in the bathroom. When I was sick, when I was going on, you talk about how I use the restroom. If I got the runs and stuff, you talk about that. You talk about all these symptoms that you go through from doing all these drugs of healing processes. See, y'all don't do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We need to love them more for healing than we do when they got all this clown stuff on. They hide it behind something. You know, that's feelings right there. For me, when you got all this, men or woman, when you got all that on, you are hiding something. And it's pain. For me, it's pain. It's hurt. It's something deeply rooted. It's an inner child you need to heal. And it's sad to say that out of 8.2 billion people, it's 7.2 billion people like that, if not more. So let's support, let's help people, y'all. Y'all just stay prayed up. Always pray and meditate.